If only the new Pokemon actually looked like that. Today is our last. We got one more prefecture to hit. So it's going to be another travel day. We're going to do one more thing in Tokyo before we leave. The one thing I will say that I hate in Japan is the bus payment situation. It's always something different. Like, from traveling around, in one prefecture you have to tap at the entrance and then tap at the end to pay based on how long you went. Other times you just tap. You don't tap when you get in, you only tap at the end, and it's always a fixed rate no matter how far you went. And other times you have to come in from the entrance and tap, and then you have to come out from the exit and then tap again, and then it pays you. So it's always something different. It should just be one thing. At least enter and exit the same place. But I just had the nicest bus driver. I came in and the signs clearly say exit, don't come in through here, entrance, come through here. The problem is that the entrance is where the exit is normally. So you enter through the front of the bus and then you tap, and then so you enter through the front of the bus and then you walk to the back, and then you don't have to pay again. It's just a flat fee. And I was staring at that bus trying to read any bit of English on there. And then I saw the exit sign, and then he opened the doors, and then eventually I was able to see, oh, it says exit. And he immediately closed the exit doors. And then I went to the front of the bus, and then, I tried to tap, and then he was just like, okay, you good, or said something good in English. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. Because normally everybody else will just cuss me out. Normally all the Japanese bus drivers have the attitude like they work at the DMV, and they're just like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? This guy was cool, calm, collected. I tapped. He was like, thank you, we're good. And then I went out and we were good. And I was the only one on that bus. So it's not like, oh, just wait to see what normal people are doing. I was the only one that got on that bus. And then by the time I got off, well, I was the first one to get off too. And then sometimes you can buy a bus pass for the whole day, regular, and you can go and take the prefecture for a flat rate, like, oh, just show the bus driver your ticket. And then sometimes you'll go what you would assume is within the city limits, but it's not. And so the bus will tell you, hey, if you got an all-day pass, that's not valid here. So, yeah, it's always something different, and it's annoying. That's the only thing that's annoying. And I know that Japanese people be beating their kids. Because there's been times where I've taken the bus, especially in Kyoto. In Kyoto, I've taken the bus and not had any idea what I needed to do. And the bus driver, pushed me. He was like, no. And he's just like, boom, get off. Or, not through here, boom. But we need to try and zen out. We're at the Bonsai Museum. One of the last things I'm trying to do. So let's try to zen out. Come in, have a good time, So I read that the bonsais are for sale. You think I can put this bad boy in my luggage? Bring it back? They have these larger ones down here. And they have little tiny ones up there. So Jeff Bezos has come to the bonsai tree place. Cameron Diaz, don't know who that is.
Yeah, this is.
And then this is the sumo guy, right?
Yeah, that's Hakuho. That's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh.
Cameron Diaz.
This is the best museum. Came in, got an hour-long private tour of the place. Talking to me about bonsais. It was great. So I learned about the negative spacing, the trimming, what they do to the trees. So this tree has a bunch of negative space in between it that they've manipulated. You kind of also see it over here. You can see the layers. And then there's also some other trees. So these trees are the white part is the dead part. So you can see that this is a dead branch, and that is the part that is alive. And they've manipulated it that way. This is a dead branch. So here you can see a tree that's cascading. So the cascading is just when it's falling over, the branches go over the potted area. And then there's different species, based on where you're doing bonsai. So it has some of those. And some of these pine trees. That's a different species there. So they have all the main trees down here. These are the, beautiful trees that are fully finished. And then up there are the working trees. So those are the trees that are still being manipulated and pruned. So we'll go up there in a second. So you can see on this bonsai, it has this wiring, which is specific for bonsai, where it's like a copper that can be twisted around, but then hardens once you set it. So you can see that this bonsai is changing colors. With the seasons. And that these smaller ones are actually much more difficult because the margin of error on watering is a lot less than the much larger trees. So these have a higher rate of failure. So he also said that to grow them, you can just take a stick, hit it in the dirt, and then pray that it roots. And then you can get a tree that you can manipulate in about 7 years. Because if you just do a little a seed, it'll take much longer. He's like, it'll take 30 years before you can get something that you can manipulate. So it's easier to just go grab a branch from somewhere and stick it in the ground. Pray that it starts to root. Here we got those patriotic political cars. Tell me you're a nationalist without telling me you're a nationalist. So we're taking the Shinkansen to our final destination. I mean, we're gonna have to come back to Tokyo, but this is the last place outside of Tokyo that we're gonna go to. So, as for making it to the last prefecture, took a detour because there's really like 2-3 spots that are left to eat at. One of the third spot is I was gonna have Kobe beef in the city of Kobe, but didn't end up taking the Shinkansen, so can't go there. But so really 2 spots left that I can go to. So there's Kakigori, which is the shaved ice. Is one of the places where it's just like a big ball of shaved ice. And we actually had that in Kyoto, but there's just like specific ones I wanted to go to in Tokyo. And then the last spot was this ramen spot that on my first time coming, it was the first place we had ramen at, and it was a chain. Like it has a big red banner, and it has a bunch of write kanji on it, right? And what makes it different is the fact that not only do they give you a regular egg, but they also give you a quail egg. So that was the first spot I ever went to, and I was coming across it all the time. Every single place that we were at, boom, we'd see it over and over again. I thought it was a single one, but I would see it over and over, which was why I think it's a chain. And I know it's a chain because they're the only ones that would do. They're the only ones that would do it, a quail egg, and nowhere else do they do quail eggs. So I hadn't come across one. Well, I came across one, but I was trying to run to the Shinkansen, run to the train, so I couldn't stop to eat. And right now, I was like, man, that's the only spot that's left. I got to try and figure it out. Well, I was able to find it. I was able to find one here on the way to our last prefecture. So I'm supposed to get on the train to take the last little ride to the town, to the hotel. But I saw that it was only like a 15-minute walk away from the train station, and I have to wait like an hour. So since there's so much time before we get to the last train to get to the hotel, might as well take a little detour, go grab that bowl of ramen, and then head back to the hotel, because I don't think I'm going to be walking around anymore once I get to the hotel. All right, so here it is. The first restaurant from the first time. And you can see right above, on the top left, that egg that's in half, there's a little quail egg right there. So we're gonna go over there, get into the first bowl of ramen. So here it is. Not only do you get the regular egg, but then you also get the little quail egg. It looks amazing. We finally made it. After 3 hours of traveling, made it to the hotel. In regards to the ramen, that's basically the standard that everybody should hold. Tasted just like it did, back in 2016. So it will probably just be making sure my bags and everything are organized until the end of the day, because after this, then we're going back to Tokyo for a day and then flying out. So it'll just be some organizing today to get ready for the last 2 days, basically, in Japan. The one thing that I haven't shown you guys is the fact that at these vending machines, you can also buy alcohol. I don't see this one has anything to verify your ID, your age, but yeah, you can buy, alcohol in them. Some of them also have like cigarettes as well. So those are not as common, but they're still just as common as these regular ones that just sell, sodas. So you want soda, you want beer, you want cigs, you'll find them in a vending machine. So the closest convenience store was a 7-Eleven, and 7-Eleven just a couple days ago dropped these for the new Pokemon game, and they're here for a small period of time. So we got this pork sausage, garlic and mayo one, omelet chicken ketchup one, pork, egg, and soy sauce. So we got, Pokeball, Great Ball, Ultra Ball. We'll try it out. And then another, cookie ice cream. Look, I'm telling you, even the Pokemon Onigiri has that perfect egg. You're not going to find an overdone hard-boiled egg here. Look at that. There's restaurants I've been to in Vegas that just give you a hard-boiled egg and then call it a day.